Our audience. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the Hillary Clinton Foundation and the current FBI investigation that is occurring with the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Show of hands, how many people have heard of the Hillary Clinton Foundation? Great. Keep your hand raised if you are confident that you know what it does and how it operates. Great. So what we're going to discuss today really is going to be that the Clinton Foundation, its initiative and actions are not the subject of the investigation so much as the question of whether the donors were promised policy favors or special access to Clinton. So to give you guys a little bit of background about the Clinton Foundation, since it looks like we're not very familiar, they are a charitable foundation. They have 11 initiatives which they give their revenue to. And they fall under 4 different initiative and policy issue areas: climate change, economic development, women and girls development and education, and rights, and global health and wellness. 80% of the revenue they collect, they actually give towards these initiatives, and they're very highly rated. Actually, incidentally, even through this scandal, they have maintained an A rating through charity watchdog groups. The foundation has benefited more than 70 countries, and it has given and helped 11.5 million people. So to introduce our main points for today, we're going to talk about Hillary Clinton's position in the state and its relevance to the scandal. We're going to talk about a quick account of the investigation, what occurred, who was involved, and then we're going to talk about the response to the scandal, both from the Hillary Clinton Foundation and from the State Department. First, let's discuss position of Secretary of State and the related ethical obligations and agreements. So, as the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton did agree to limit her role and relationship with the foundation, and she also agreed to limit the amount of foreign donations that they received. The reason why this is important is because foreign governments are prohibited from giving money to candidates as a measure to reduce their influence on American politics. So foundations like the Clinton Foundation provide a very attractive avenue for these interested actors to kind of get around this U.S. law and affect policy change and have access to these candidates. So what we're going to talk about is how the scandal occurred. The Clinton Foundation was not fully transparent in their donors, how much they were donating, and they did not fulfill those obligations of limiting foreign investors. They continued to accept lots of donations. Actually, they accepted hundreds of millions of dollars worth of donations from Uranium One, a Russian company. Why this is significant is because following these donations, Uranium One deal was signed unanimously by a Committee on Foreign Relations Investment, and it resulted in this Russian company gaining 20% access and control of the United States uranium market. So while this might have been a violation of the original obligations and ethics, Clinton does not have the sole power to make these decisions. It was a joint committee, and it was a multi-agency committee that decided this, and it was a unanimous vote. So we'll move on to the response to the scandal. First, this is a response from spokesperson Craig Medicine to CNN. The Clinton Foundation has demonstrably improved the lives of millions of people across America and around the world, while earning top ratings from charity watchdog groups in the process. There are real issues in our society needing attention that the Clinton Foundation works hard to solve every day, so we're going to stay focused on what really matters. Now we're going to focus on a statement from the Deputy State Department spokesperson, Mark Toner. He said, individuals, including those who have donated to political campaigns, nonprofits, or foundations, including the Clinton Foundation, may contact or have meetings with officials in the administration. A wide range outside of individuals, organizations contact the State Department. Meeting requests, recommendations, and proposals that come to the department through a variety of channels, both formal and informal. So this goes to explain away the fact that Hillary Clinton was visited. 50% of her visitors, private visitors, were donors to her campaigns and contributors to her foundation. And so the State Department says that this actually was not a cause for concern. This is normal and not necessarily out of the ordinary, even though she is accepting contributions to a global foundation. So again, the Clinton Foundation itself is not the subject of ethical violations or scandals. More so, we're focusing on Hillary Clinton's role in the State Department and whether or not she was promising policy favors or special access through that position. So again, we'll review the main points. Hillary Clinton's role and status as Secretary of State and the ethical considerations that came along with that. Uranium One deal and the violation of the ethics agreement, kind of that entire scandal, how that happened, who was involved. And then lastly, the responses to the scandal. So I'll leave you guys with a question today in closing. Do you think that our leaders should be able to accept foreign donations, even if they own private foundations that are beneficial and charitable? I'm going to leave you with a quote from Daniel Burkhoff of the Charity Watch. He says, "It's unfortunate that it's becoming this punching bag." This is about Hillary Clinton's foundation. This political punching bag, Burkhoff said, "There's a lot of things that are said that are false. If Hillary Clinton wasn't running for president, the Clinton Foundation would be seen as one of the great humanitarian charities of this generation." Thank you all. Any questions? All right.